I started taking investing and saving seriously. I would say probably back in 2022. I just graduated college and I got my first real, I guess, big boy job, you can say, out of college. And, that's really when I started kind of diving into the whole saving and investing for your future. And while, it was nothing but positive, or I should say 99% positive, saving for your future, making sure you don't have to work into your 60s, 70s, 80s, making sure you can retire with a pretty nice nest egg, goose egg, I guess you can say. But I will say that 1% that negatively impacted me, and maybe there's others out there. I got so strict with myself with money, and I still very strict with myself as of today, but I'm slowly working on it, trying to adjust a little bit. I would just every dollar I got, I would just watch very carefully. I wouldn't really go out there and buy myself toys or little knickknacks. I would just buy the necessities. I wouldn't go out to eat as much, nearly as like I did back in college or back in high school with some friends. Most of the money, if not most of the money, I would stick into my savings accounts, my high yield savings accounts, my investment accounts. I'd be maxing out my Roth IRAs. I'd probably say before the first half of the year, in these last couple of years. And whatever I wasn't investing, I was pretty much saving. There was very, very little that I would buy myself or reward myself. Now, obviously I would go out with some buddies, like go get drinks or, go downtown, go to the clubs, like have a good time there. But the next day I would look at my bank statement, or, I'd look at my like transaction logs, and I would see, wow, I paid $10 to get into this venue. I paid another $10 to get into the other venue. I spent $30, $40, $50 on drinks. And I'm like, why would I do that? What a waste of money. Like, how silly of me. I could have put that money into my investment accounts. But that is where the negative piece comes in. If you start collecting all this money, we work so hard to save money, budget. We get up and go to work 5 days a week, 40 hours a week. But myself, I forget to actually enjoy that money that I earned, that I worked for. And I don't know. I think this last year it's really hit me. And I've talked to like some buddies about it. I'm like, hey, like, are you guys like very strict with your money, or like do you very rarely buy yourself things? And I'm definitely the outlier. I'm the most, I guess you can say, stingy with my money when it comes to myself. And it's a habit that I definitely have to break. I mean, it's, some people are probably hearing this and like, oh my God, are you really complaining about having too much money that you don't spend it on yourself or whatever? But I mean, at the end of the day, I can't take this money with me when I go. I can't take it with me when I die. Obviously, I'd like to have a family and kids by then to leave them some money, but why work so hard? Why work the next 20, 30, 40 years if I'm not going to enjoy that money, spend that money, make my current life better, and not just look out for my future self? It's, which, I'm not saying not to look out for your future self. I want to be able to retire comfortably. Like, I don't want to have to be forced to work into my later years in life because, I got to pay the bills, or I don't have enough money in my retirement accounts. That I'm not arguing that. I'm just arguing to myself, hey, I'm in a pretty comfortable situation right now. I'm in a pretty solid spot. Maybe pull back a little bit on the investing, not much, not like crazy amounts, but pull back a little bit and spend some of it to just increase my overall quality of life in my current stage. I guess I could say. And like I was saying, can't take the money with us when we die, but I can use that money in my day-to-day life or my current life to experience new things, go on adventures, go on trips. The other week, maybe like 2 or 3 weeks ago, by now, but me and a few buddies, I think the middle of the week we decided, hey man, let's go to an escape room. I've never been to an escape room, didn't really know how they all work. And I was like, you know what? Like, fuck it. Like I think it was like $60 for the hour. A little pricey, but at the end of the day, I've never been, I got to experience something new, and I got to do it with really good friends of mine. So we pretty much made a night of it. Like we went there, we went out to eat, we got some dinner, and then we went out to a couple bars and got some drinks. Sure. Did I spend $100, $200 that night? Give or take around that range, but I had a really good time. Like I had a really good time, and I tried not to look at that number like, wow, you could have put that $100 into an investment. I looked at it as, I put my money that I was already planning to put into the market for the month. I have a little bit of extra. Go enjoy myself. Go experience something new. So that's what I did. Got to experience something new. Unlock new memories. I'll always remember, like, hey, that escape room. We actually beat it. I think we had 9 or 10 minutes left on the room. So, I mean, it was cool to beat it for sure, especially like first time. And ultimately it was time with people that matter to me. Like I said, me and a couple good friends went, had a good time, and, we just enjoyed each other's company. And that definitely felt a lot better. And I enjoyed that a lot more than probably putting that $100 into the investment account. It's pretty close. I'm working on that still, but yeah, I definitely feel it was well worth the $100. So, I mean, I'm definitely rambling here. Just wanting to get this out. It's been on my mind for, like I said, probably easily the last year. Still working on it. I'm still a little stingy with money when it comes to, spoiling myself. But I'm working on it. Like, I think a few videos ago, I mentioned that I bought a DJ controller. Sometimes you're on YouTube late at night, 2, 3 a.m. hits, and out of nowhere you get recommended, how to become a pro DJ, or how to start DJing for fun or whatever. And you click on it and you're like, wow, that seems kind of fun. And you start thinking, I'm like, hey, I like going to the clubs. I like hearing how the DJs mix the music and kind of do all those transitions. So I was like, screw it. I'll spend a couple $100 on this controller. Well, little do I find out, I have an old MacBook Air, I think it was. Oh my God, I think it was back from like 2012, 2013, that was given to me just to help me through school, because I didn't have a reliable computer at the time. And still works like a charm, still turns on, runs quickly, like boots up pretty quick. And I went to go download the DJing software to connect the controller, but unfortunately it was out of date. Like, I couldn't upgrade to the latest Mac OS, and that was required to run the DJ software. So now, thankfully it was around Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody listening, by the way. Hope you guys have a safe and enjoyable one with your friends or family or your loved ones, and eat a lot of turkey. And so now I'm in the market for a cheap laptop. I'm not trying to spend crazy amounts of money. I don't really use a laptop on my day-to-day. But I need a cheaper one, pretty reliable, just to be able to run the software, and just carry around with me, if I ever want to pull out my DJ controller and start DJing in the streets or whatever. But that'd be a couple $100. But like I said, it's an experience. If at the end of the day I don't like it, hey, I have this DJ controller, a couple $100. Really not a big deal. Hey, if I ever need to play music, or I want to play music, I want to mess around with it, I have one. Hey, if it doesn't work out, I bought this laptop. It's not like the laptop is useless now. I can use it for other projects, other tasks at hand. I can take it when I travel to do work or do whatever that needs to be done. So, I mean, at the end of the day, yes, I did spend the money, but you know, I wanted to do it. You know, I work for the money. I should be able to use it. So if anyone else is having that sort of issue in life where you're being too stingy or you're being too selfish with your money when it comes to rewarding yourself or buying yourself something nice, you know, I never really understood that when I was younger. Like, oh, you got to be good to yourself. You got to buy yourself something nice. It's like, what's the point of buying yourself something? Like, you know what you're getting. But now when I look at it, now when I force myself, like, you know what, you're going to go buy yourself a DJ controller. You're going to go to that escape room with your buddies, and you're not going to care how much it costs. You're going to enjoy it because it's a new experience and you're going to unlock a new memory. It feels good. Like, it feels good to reward yourself sometimes. And it almost kind of motivates you to continue to work harder, maybe to make more money, because then you can kind of, you know, maybe reward yourself a little more. You know, you make more money, you're able to save more money, and then, you know, whatever's left, you can spend it on yourself. And, you know, by no means am I know this video is rambling on a little bit. I saw the Clash of Clans gameplay ending, but, you know, I think last piece I wanted to kind of point out here, I'm not saying, hey, go stupid, go crazy, you know, go spend all your money, go empty out your investment accounts, you know, enjoy yourself. You know, you're not going to be around forever. You can't take the money with you. I'm not saying that by any means. You know, continue to be smart with your money. You know, make sure you know you're doing your dollar cost averaging in the market. If you have a set number, I have a set number per month that I want to invest into the market. Like, after I hit that number, or I should say, I'll hit that number first before I spend on myself. So yeah, by no means am I saying like, oh, just recklessly spend that money. Like, continue to spend that money smartly. Like I said, you know, take care of yourself first when it comes to paying your bills, paying down your debt, paying off your car, putting money into the market, investing, you know, so like I said, saving for the future. But then if you have a little bit left, you know, go to the bar, go get a drink. You know, you never know. You might connect with someone, you might network with someone, you might find the next love of your life or your next girlfriend, whatever. If you just be stingy with yourself when it comes to money, I feel you will miss out on so many opportunities. And I've definitely missed out on some of those. But like I said, I'm making a bigger emphasis today and for the ongoing future, for the foreseeable future, to enjoy my money more. And then with that, you know, enjoy my life more, you know, in the current. So like I said, guys, just a really long and probably repetitive rant tonight. Or I guess when you see it, it'll be Thanksgiving. So as always, guys, I appreciate you guys tuning in. I hope everyone has a happy Thanksgiving. You know, enjoy the food, enjoy your family, friends, loved ones. I've been seeing a lot of pretty good Black Friday deals around tech. That's mostly what I'm looking at, you know, especially for a new computer. But yeah, guys, hope you guys get what you're looking for on Black Friday. And as always, the lunch table out.